Hello, you are joining me on a rather blustery but a little bit sunny morning in South Wales. We are setting off on another walk on the Mynydd list, which is my personal list of the best hills in South Wales. We are nearly completing it now. I think we've got about 3 to go, so 2 left after this walk. We are doing Mynydd Caerau, I think that's how you pronounce it. I have no idea. I'll pop it up on screen anyway. And it's a 555 metre hill in the Mynydd Caerau valleys. The walk is actually going to take in 2 hills. We're going to hit a little trig point just up ahead, which is going to be the highest point of the walk. I think it's about 568 metres. So we're pretty high up. We're pretty well up into the proper South Wales valleys. Views are good in every direction already, and as usual, plenty of sheep around. So this rather battered trig point marks the highest point of the day. So we're going to head over to here, which is the hill we're going for today. And I think if you've got incredibly good eyes, you can just about make out the trig point on top. And then over there, you can make out the ocean, the sea. So you've got very good views from up here. We've got the ocean south of us. And if we swing round over to there, you've got the Black Mountain. And then you've got the central Brecon Beacons with a slightly different angle view of Pen y Fan, Corndy and Cribin. And then right the way across there, the Sugarloaf, the heads of the valleys, and the Black Mountains are kind of hidden behind that patch of trees in front of us. So it is a rather bleak walk, this one, in some ways. It's just a lot of open sheep mown grass. Picks up a lot of breeze as well up here, quite exposed. But I think the reason it's on the Mynydd list is that I've walked a few hills in this area, and I think this offers the best balance of fairly nice walking, but really extensive views, and you get great views of this kind of area. So you can just come to this area and do this walk in this hill, and you're going to see a huge amount of what is here. And you can walk it in a few different ways as well. The kind of long hill ridgeway that heads south there, you can park at the bottom of that, walk up and do this hill, and then you could use a kind of horseshoe and go down the other ridgeway down over there. But yeah, I mean, it's a little bit hazy today, but you can still just make out the sea. So the views are already fantastic, and the hill actually has a bit more drama than you would think on first impressions, because you can see ahead a really, really, really steep drop of that face of it. So it's yeah, it's slightly more impressive than you'd first think. I don't think it's a well-walked hill, but as you can see, definite evidence of lots of people on scramblers and dirt bikes up here. feel like we've finally got to a sort of more scenic part of the route now. There's a nice woodland up there, a very steep bit ahead of us to get up to the top of the hill, and a really beautiful valley heading south with a small town that terminates in it. There's no road up over this headway. We've done 2 miles to get to this point, so there's not a huge distance to go now. This is probably the toughest bit of the walk because you dip down now, and then there's quite a steep section ahead of us to get up to the top of the hill and the trig point. Unusually for a desolate hillside this high up, this is actually private land run now. It's not access land, it's not common land, but there is a footpath that snakes across the edge of it. So technically we shouldn't stray off that footpath, we shouldn't go up to the trig point, but I don't really pay much attention to those kinds of things when you're out in the middle of nowhere like this. So it's a fairly steep ascent, this bit. Views looking back are really good. The wind farm, and you can kind of see the grassy path we followed from the comms towers where the other trig point is, and just see the hidden valley there snaking away. Fairly short and sharp ascent. We're kind of at the top now, just making our way through some grassy lands towards the trig point, and it reminds me of the last time I was here because you've just got the calm swishing of the windmills and then lots and lots of birdsong, because you do have woodland behind us and lots of tufty grass, so the kind of location you find lots and lots of birds who sing this very constant song in the background. So here is the very nice trig point on top a tuft of this long stalking grass, and the windmills, and then south absolutely incredible views all the way down to the sea. So you can see how flat it gets beneath this hill really, especially looking that way, and you can see all the way to the sea in the lowlands. And the views from up here are even better. Absolutely stunning. I believe that could be Swansea over there in that bay. You really can see a long way. So you've got all of the wind farms both near and far. You've got the lovely peaks of the Black Mountain. I believe that's then Llangeric, like just behind the big windmill in front of us. All the way over to, I believe that'll be Fanfar, and then there's Corndeep, Penavon, Cribbin, and all of the central beacons. And then you can see from here the head to the valleys and possibly the Black Mountains as well. And looking back, you can see the high point we were at earlier and the edge of this woodland. One of the higher hills on the Mynydd is listed at 555 metres. It is a great hill. Walking here today, I was kind of, the walk isn't the best in some ways because it's a bit barren. There's not a great deal of interest underfoot to keep you occupied as you walk here. But I know why it's on the list now, because I remembered as soon as I got to the kind of brow of the hill, what it was like the first time getting here, walking up to the trig point and just seeing those views of the ocean, and really towards sort of West of Wales as well, opening up makes it just an absolutely fantastic hill to walk. So it definitely deserves this place on the Mynydd list. As ever, the walk will be on my website, so you can see where I parked, how far it is, elevation, descent, all that kind of stuff. And I hope to get out pretty soon. But yeah, I've only got, I think, 2 left now on my list to do. I think Rumney Hill and Grey Hill. So I can try and do Grey Hill next week and just try and do Rumney Hill at some point. And then that'll be the initial miners list completed. So yeah, that's a bit of an achievement really. I've met a couple of people who have walked some hills on the list as a result of watching videos and stuff, which is really cool. But yeah, obviously we don't have the kind of brand recognition of the Wainwrights yet, but maybe in 40 years' time, who knows. So I suppose I'm going to head back now because, taking in the views, had a good look around. So we're going to head back the way we came. I would normally head back on the wind farm track, but there's actually a van driving around that today doing some maintenance, so we better steer clear of there and just follow the footpath back. Yeah, really impressive views from this kind of little middle section here. Be quite a nice valley to walk down. I think there's a path that just drops down just here and snakes off through the woodland, but I'm not going to explore that today because I don't need to have a massively long hike. I'm going to try and do a little second walk, explore something new as well. But it's actually started to rain a little bit. This June is just proven to be pretty grim so far. I mean, this weekend's supposed to be better, but no, it's gone very grey and a bit drizzly now. Done just over 4 miles now. It's felt like a bit of a slog on the way back, partly because of taking the same route as we took up, and also because it is just quite barren. There's not a great deal of interest in terms of where you're putting your feet, apart from trying to avoid the odd wet patch. But we're pretty much back at the original trig point now. The sun is coming back out again, the weather's improving. And don't get me wrong, there's some lovely views on the walk. But yeah, it's not the most appealing walk of the miners list. But it does have a really, really nice summit, so it'll still be on there, but I'd recommend perhaps some earphones on the way up with some music or a podcast, and just to keep you ticking along, because the walk itself is not amazing. Well, not too far from the car now, so we will end the video here. It's been a while since I've done a hill for the miners list. It's good to try and finally complete it, so hopefully in the next couple of months this summer we'll get the original list finished and the website fully updated. So yeah, if you want to check out any of the walks, then look at the miners playlist here on YouTube, or check out the walkingcav.co.uk and you'll find a link to the miners there, and all the videos I've done so far, and parking locations, all the rest of it. Anyway, a huge thanks as always for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.